What is going on, my homies? I have to thank you guys. This is the first day I've been finally really, God, they're blowing up behind us, dude. If you guys saw the last video, I told you about just like a scare that I had. It was a surgery that needed to happen. I had the feeling like I might be done with YouTube. I might be done with fishing, and this means so much to me. And you guys were so cool and so supportive, and the messages really meant a lot to me because I was kind of at a place where I was a little bit down. And so what I did in my days down is I built my first BFS setup, dude. I've been wanting to do this, and I've been on weight restrictions, right? So I can't lift a whole bunch because of the surgery. So this gives me the opportunity to kind of transition back into fishing and do it in kind of a gentle way and try something I've always wanted to try. So I rigged up a couple things, and let me show you what they are. So one, I got some of these. I love throwing a chatterbait. This is the Flashback Mini. It's perfect for right now because they're focusing on a bunch of little like tiny baits. It's like an 1/8 ounce micro chatterbait. And then the other thing that I'm gonna do is actually another kind of cool little finesse bait. So my buddy makes these, and they're basically like a little tiny fluke. It's the Cast Echo, and you guys have seen it a bunch. Like I said, they're focused on tiny bait, but what I wanna do is present it a hair deeper and move it a little faster, so I can't fish it totally weightless. And I'm gonna use a hover style hook to actually present this bait. What it does is it allows me to keep that fluke bait down a little bit if I want to do some minnow dangling with my active target 2 or forward facing. But more importantly, sometimes these fish want that, we've talked about it in the jerkbait videos, they want that erratic kind of like fast, like boom, 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 and then stop. They want that triggering factor, and that little bit of 1/16 ounce kind of extra weight on that fluke presentation allows me to move that bait super quick. Those are the two baits we're gonna try. I have no idea if we're gonna catch anything, but we're gonna learn about some of this bait finesse stuff. I'm gonna kind of give you my feedback on these combos, on these setups that I built, as well as maybe just some things that I kind of pick up about BFS fishing, and you guys can critique me along the way. So hit that like and subscribe button. I got Bogster, I don't know if you can see him. He's right here. Finally back out since it's cool. Let's get to it. There we go, doing stupid shit. It does come right out though. You just gotta you really have to be gentle when you're casting though. Like just those little roll casts, you know, nice and easy. And I probably, like I said, I probably have to dial in the brake a little bit. Oh dear. Oh, you hear that drag? So, oh no, you didn't. So the drag like clicks, which is something I'm not used to. Oh dear. I gotta take my time. Ryan said to be very gentle because you can easily break off. It's like a 2-3 pounder. It's like my PB on my BFS. Dude, that he absolutely ate that little chatterbait flashback, and he's got a little minnow shad in the bottom. That's so crazy. But it felt like a freaking like 6-7 pounder on the BFS. What's really kind of neat is I'm throwing on this little Flashback Mini. Like the bait that I'm seeing them chase is like that big. It's very small. It's just a little transparent bait. I got it on the gold blade, but this really mimics like kind of what you're throwing. Like normally if I was throwing like regular kind of gear, you can actually see them down there on forward facing right there. But if I was throwing normal kind of gear, I'd have to throw like an A-rig, something kind of bigger to be small enough, right? Because you can't throw like these tiny things on bait casting gear. All right, let's catch some more. Whoa, whoa. Like that bug? Good. Whoa. Took the rod out of my hand, dude. That's a giant, dude. Holy crap. I backlashed so many times, bro. Holy crap. There's definitely a learning curve to this BFS thing, but it was fun. Like you catch like, I think the biggest we caught was like 2, maybe 2.75, almost a 3 pounder. And bro, it felt like a 7-8 pounder, the way they bend the rod, especially with that braid, that cast braid on there. The drag is different. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done this before, but the drag actually clicks on that arc reel, just like a spinning reel. Can't even do anything.
a few things that I noticed. So we threw basically this little, it's the flashback. It's from Z-Man. It's like a micro little chatterbait. It was super cool and it thumped on the braid, dude. I got most of my bites on that. The water's a little dirty. There was a little breeze out there, and it was kind of neat because it mimicked the little bait that they're eating. The other thing that we did is I like throwing a fluke this time of year, and especially one that sinks a little bit more. So we took a cast echo and we set it up on basically a hover hook. And it wasn't so much to kind of like fish it like a minnow dangling presentation. It was more so that we could actually burn it and kind of like fast twitch it back, but not have it blow up like out of the surface and go jumping out of the water. It allows you to kind of do this reeling twitch retrieve that I use a lot of times, much like what the jerkbait, that hard jerkbait retrieve that I showed you is, where you're just going super fast trying to trigger them. So a few things that I noticed, and in relation to the backlashes, you really need to kind of lob cast, right? Like side roll cast. I backlash so many times when I try to overhand cast, or if I really try to like whip it. Like you have to make kind of a pushing lob, almost like a Carolina rig cast, and let the reel do its work and let the braid do its work. The bait's gonna fly because the reel is actually specifically a BFS reel. So that was something interesting to learn about. The other thing that I noticed too is you really have to adjust the reel breaks for every different lure. Now we didn't throw too many different things today. We threw that echo, that fluke style bait. We threw the little flashback chatterbait, but between the two of them, the settings were totally different. And like if I didn't dial it in to each one, I would just backlash like crazy. The other thing, do not pull too hard on these fish. Like I screwed up big time on that. I lost so many fish because I felt like I was fishing like a medium heavy with 15, 17 pound fluorocarbon, and I just kept pulling. You have to let the drag be soft enough to fight the fish, but hard enough to actually get the hook into the fish. And I think that's the biggest trick, is really just changing your mindset. And I'm sure that's super obvious, but changing your mindset when fighting the fish, changing your mindset when casting, and it's a lot of fun. Like I would highly recommend it. I think there are certain situations when it shows off. Obviously I'm gonna do this with spotted bass. I think that would be absolutely killer, like Smith Lake, Lanier, places like that, when I'm trying to fish these smaller baits and I'd like to throw them on casting gear, maybe like the little Kitech deal that I do. A lot of times doing that power retrieve, it spins up your reel when you're using spinning rods, but if you can do it on bait casting where you do this power kind of fast, quick reel, and then you kind of slow roll it, it's a lot easier on bait casting tackle. And I used to do it on like a medium action kind of halo rod, but now I can kind of interchange that BFS setup into that because it's enough to handle these spots, it's enough to handle them in open water, and it's perfect for those smaller style baits, and it gives me that versatility. For me, it meant a lot to kind of get back into it. Like I said at the beginning, I can't thank you guys enough for all the nice words and the support that you've given kind of during the surgery thing. Like you guys have been super cool. It was kind of like a dark place to be in, and I was worried about things that I love to do, right? Like I love to be out here, I love to fish, I love to catch fish. And that's what's really cool is this BFS setup. It gave me something to kind of like think about while I was kind of, you know, in bed, taking the pain pills, being kind of sad about the fact that I couldn't be out on the water, especially as it cools off. I love this time of year. I love flipping mats this time of year, but it was an opportunity to be optimistic, and it's a great way to sort of retrain myself, right? I can't be throwing an A-rig, I can't be throwing giant glide baits right now. I need a way to kind of strengthen up my shoulder, get my strength back, get my form back, my casting form, and this is a perfect way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any tips for BFS fishing for me, I want rigs. I already played with like a Derrick tailspin too. Badass, dude. It was super fun. But I want rigs, tweaks, little kind of nuanced stuff that you think would help me in this process, because I want to integrate this more into the vids. Because, dude, catching like a 2.5 pounder on this thing is like seriously catching like 9s in Florida. It's freaking ridiculous. But I will see you guys later. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. And if you do have that hype button, go ahead and smash that. And once again, guys, thank you for all the support, and I appreciate all the nice words. I'm gonna give Bog a little butt pat for you, and we're gonna get back to fishing.